Hello, this is a tutorial on how to solve supercubes. So I have a super 3x3, 4x4, and 5x5. And the unique thing about these is you have to orient the centers in the correct position. So for example, this center has to be facing in this direction. So like the top of this center has to be with the blues, reds, greens, orange, and so on. And it's like that on each side. When you get up bigger sizes, you have to orient all four corners of the center on each side. And 5x5, same thing. You got to do the edges, centers, and corners all have to be in the right spot. So it makes it for a trickier solve. And today I'm going to do my best to explain a solution or kind of a tutorial. I'm nowhere near good enough to do this, as I don't even know how to really put up algorithms, because I don't know how to read algorithms. I know it's, I think they like hold the cube like this, and I believe this is like F, and if it's like an apostrophe, I think you go counterclockwise, and then I think it's like right. I don't know if like, I think D is the back or the bottom. I don't know. I don't know how to read them, so I just kind of watch how moves are done, but I can't read algorithms, so unfortunately in this video I will not be able to post any algorithms. So I'll try to go slow for certain steps, mainly on the 4x4 where I show how to fix parity. I'll just try to show the moves slowly so you can follow along, but maybe someone in the comments can put the algorithm I'm doing to fix it. Main thing in order to be able to do these in this video for the tutorial, you'll need to know how to do a beginner's method on the 3x3. I'm pretty sure the beginner's method hasn't changed since I've done the beginner's method back in like, I think it was like 2008 or something. So if it's changed since then, might have to learn that way, but I'm sure it's the same. So you'll need to know beginner's method on 3x3. You also need to know how to solve 4x4 with this parity and the other parity where you get the edges like this. You'll have to know those solutions. I'll go over them though in this video. And on 5x5, you only need to know this parity. As that, you'll most likely run into those cases while solving these. And when you do the parity, it will affect the center orientation, so I'll go over on how to fix that, but it's quite easy. So as long as you know how to do those three things, hopefully this video can help you with the rest. I couldn't find a tutorial. I didn't really look too hard, but I couldn't find one with a quick search. So hopefully someone who knows what they're doing can actually post a nice tutorial. And in the meantime, this is, I guess, what you got. So as for beginner solution, I'll kind of go over that quick. So what I use to solve all three of these, but these two on the last steps, is what I do is I pretty much make these into a 3x3, and then I solve it like a super 3x3, which I think most people do when just solving regular cubes. So the difference with these is obviously like this corner has to be here. Whereas on this cube, the corner could be over here and it'll still look solved. So that's the main difference. So, but in essence, I turn it into a super 3x3 and then I solve it like this. So the moves I use to solve the super 3x3, since I don't really know F2L stuff, I'll solve first two layers, but when it comes to the last layer, I do like the old-fashioned beginner's method because I find it doesn't mess with any of the centers. So what I would do is I would start to try to make the yellow cross like this. Now, unfortunately, this one, they are all oriented, so we'll just say it doesn't. I'll make it so only two do. So in this case, you find one that is right, and I would do this set of moves. So it's like this. and it rotates 3 edges. So 2 of these are right and 2 aren't. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make it so only 1 matches up. So I could do that, but it's quicker if I match the red, because when I rotate, I believe it's like this one goes here, this one goes there, and that one goes there. So it doesn't really matter. So like I could set it like this, and I'm going to rotate these 3, and I'll go like this. And it's not done, so I'll do it one more time. Okay, so now they're all oriented. So essentially I'm doing this on these cubes because I realize solving it with the beginner's method doesn't mess up the center. So if I start to use like the speed cubing C-FOP method, I think it messes up the center. So then I'm going to find the corner that's in the right spot. None of them are, so I just do this algorithm where it rotates, I believe, these 3. Hopefully I'm going slow enough so you can follow, but yeah, so like this one's in the right spot, so I just got to do it one more time, and this is what I do. There we go, and then it's just like rotating these 3. So I think in the old method they would do it like this, where you just keep doing this until it's fixed. And then you go to the next one and you keep going. And then you'd finish that. So that's the beginner method I use for solving these. I found doing those steps doesn't mess up the centers when you're finishing the end. And then for the parodies I do on these, I'll do them on a regular cube so you can see if you do the same parody. I don't really know. I'm sure there's more than one way to fix parody, but this is just the one I use. So I would go, let me line it up like this. So those are the moves I do to fix that parody. That's the only one I run into on the 5x5. On the 4x4, it's the same thing with these. I do the parody moves. Normally when I'm doing it though, I'll just turn the whole half. But when it's like this, I just do the inside slices. So again, that parody moves, I do this. I'm sure someone in the comments will post the actual algorithms. But that's that parody. And then the other parody is like where 2 edges need swapped. I think if you were to fix it, it would just be 2 corners that need swapped. But when I'm solving on these cubes, I just do this because it's quicker just to do the edges. At least that's when I notice it, because I do the edges before the corners by doing the beginner's method on the 3x3. So I do this algorithm where I do that, and then just the top, and then just this middle slice twice, and then the top again, and then I go back. So those are the moves I do to do the parodies. Now when I do those parody moves, as I'm solving it, it will orient the centers differently. So I have to go back and refix them. So you're almost sometimes solving a super 3x3 maybe twice when putting this together. And same with the 5x5. Sometimes it'll take these 3 and these 3 and they're like swapped. So yeah, but we'll run into that, I'm sure, and I'll go over that. So I guess we'll get started. I'm gonna mix these up real quick. All right, 4x4 I'll mix up. 5x5. So I'm gonna go over as best I can, but for the 5x5, I really don't know how I do it. I just kind of put it together, but I'll just walk you through what I'm thinking, and hopefully that helps. Also with this one, it's missing a blue line on this orange center, but all the rest are fine. But this is the only one. There should be a blue line there. I don't remember where I got these stickers from, but I don't think it was Oliver's stickers when they were around, but it was something else. But yeah, there should be a blue line there, but since it's not there, I know it should be blue, obviously, because it's across from the green. So yeah, but we'll come across that then. So I'm going to start by showing the 3x3. So what I do is I do my white cross first. So obviously orange and red, this needs to be over here. So that way that center's oriented with the red and the red. So I'll just do the rest of the pieces. I'm going to put those in. So that's correct, but if I look on the sides, it's not. So, okay, now they're all matched. That one's good. The white was fixed. This one, it's not. I got green and white. I need the white and white line. Same with this one, but the orange is good. So to fix this, I just kind of move it out of the way, and then I rotate my center so it matches up, and then I put it back in. I do this for all the ones that are messed up. And now they're good. And now I'll put my corners in and the middle layer. So I'm sure maybe some F2L stuff might work, but I don't really know the SpeedCube F2L algorithms if it would mess up these centers. So I'm just doing the beginner's method for this tutorial. Okay, so now this is fixed, and then all of these are good. Now it's just the bottom layer. So I make the cross. Now the orange matches, so I'll just do that algorithm I did earlier. And it needs one more yet. So do it again. Oh yeah, so I keep, how do I explain this? I don't really know the algorithm. So I keep the orange one, like this one that's good, and I want to rotate these three. I kind of will turn this one. So like if this is good, yeah, hopefully someone can put the algorithms, or just follow along as best you can, but beginner's method works on that. So then I orient it, and now all these are good. It's just the corners. So none of them are in the right spot. So I'll just do that beginner's method. Now that one is, so one more. And now I just orient. After orienting, now it should be finished. So all the centers are lined up with the 3x3. So essentially, once I put these into the 3x3, I just do what I did for this, and that's to solve all of them. So now let's go over the 4x4. This one, I'm gonna do centers, then edges, and then put it all together. So I'm gonna start with the centers. So what I like to do is I like to, I'll do white first. So I'm gonna do white and the green line. So I have one here and one here. So I'll line them up so that way I make the green pair. Now you gotta do the blue. There's one there. And the other one. So I put them together, and then I bring them all together. So that way it's all the center is correct. I don't want something where it's like where this one's good but these aren't. So like that obviously won't work. So I'll put that back. So that's the center I want. And then what I like to do is I like to do the yellow. Luckily there's two already there and they're in the correct neighboring, like the orange is good. So all I need is the red. So I'll look for those. An easy way to tell is obviously you want to know which centers are across from what before going into it. You can tell that with the corners. So I'll put up the yellow in, so that's across from the white. Next I'll put the orange together since that's already done. So I need my yellow line, which is there and there. So I'll line those up and I'll put that in. I'll do green next because that's practically done. The orange is done and the yellow. So I could either match the red or the white. I'm going to do the white just because it's a little quicker to put in. So we'll put that. So now those are good. Oh, actually they're not. Green goes on this side. So I'll move it over there. Okay, now it's good. So I got these three centers and this one. So now I'm left with these two. So what I like to do is I like to just solve one. So yeah, we'll put that one's done. So I'll match up my reds. I'll do the blue first. So the blue is good. And here's where the parity comes in. I think it's parity. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it is because I just need to swap these two. So I've never ran into where like, I mean, maybe it's possible where these two are good and these two are not. Essentially what I do, the patterns I do will swap these two. So like if it was that case, you would swap to turn and then do it again. But I've never ran into that. So I'm pretty sure of all the times I've done this, this is the only weird case. Normally it's like they're all solved or you wind up with just two that need switched. So when that happens, what I do is if I hold it like this, I like to keep them on the top there. And I do these moves. And that rotates. It swaps those two. So, yeah. Hopefully you're able to follow along. And if someone knows what I did, they can put the algorithm in the comments below. So then what I do is, now that the centers are all done, I'm going to pair up my edges, solving just like a normal 4x4. So I'll do that a while. I'm not that quick, so hopefully it won't take too long. Okay, so now all the edges are put together, and now it should just be like solving this again. So I'll line those up. And then it's just lining up the centers. Then I'll do the corners. Okay, so that's all finished now. It's just this last layer. I did not run into parity, so yeah, maybe I'll just do the parity. That way you can see what happens when you run into that, because it does affect other centers. So I'll put in parity, and then I'll show how I got out of it. Okay, so it would have been like I finished all of these layers. I'm on the last layer, I have my parity, so obviously I can't make the yellow cross. So what I do, if you run into this, just do the parity algorithm. Either mine, I'm sure yours won't really have an effect either, but when you do that, what it does is it rotates the center. So all you gotta do then is go back to doing this original one, which is where you fix the center, go back, do your edges, and then you won't have the parity. So that center that was turned is now fixed, but now I gotta go back and start the last layer again. And this time it won't have that parity. So I think I don't think that other parity is in. So the red matches, so I'm gonna nope, that I did have that parity. So these two edges should be correct, but they're not. So I'm gonna do that other parity I had. So that, top, and then the middle slice, top, and then I go back. Now what this does is it messes up centers again. It rotates this one twice, so I gotta go back through. It's like doing this again. Now if someone knows of a quicker way with algorithms or a much quicker process, that'd be nice, but in the meantime, this is how I solve these puzzles. So back, all the first three layers are done. Now I'm on the last, the cross is done. Gotta orient it, so I do that beginner's method of rotating the three edges. The red's good, so there we go. Now they're good. Now I do the corners. That one's good. And then I orient these two. Alright, and that's how I do the Super 4x4. So let's go on to the 5x5. I'll do my best, but I don't know. Like when I get to the last center, I kind of just mess up another center, and I don't know. Like I don't really know any algorithms for like just swapping specific pieces or edges in the center. So I'll just kind of explain my thought process, and hopefully you can follow along. And I really don't know. I wish I could have found like a specific tutorial for this, but I'm pretty sure I'm confident you could figure it out if you can do these, and you can solve a normal 5x5. Pretty sure with just a little bit of time, you could do it as well. But I'll walk through the process, kind of what I'm thinking when I'm finishing that last center, and how I fix parity. So, get start. I'll do the white center. That green line and the blue doesn't match, so I need it the other side. So I'll find the blue and white center edge, which is there. And then I'll do the red line with the whites. So like that. And then I just need the orange. I'm pretty sure you'll know how to be able to assemble the center of a super 3x3 or 5x5 if you can do all those other solves. But basically what I'm doing is making a row, and then I insert the row. So that one's done. Then I do the yellow. So I'll do the blue edge in. I'll find the green, which is here. And now I'll do the orange. So there's the orange. There's one. I just need the edge, which is there. Now what I do, I don't put it up with the orange. I guess you could. But out of habit, I would always put it on with the red, so that way when I insert the correct one, it fixes itself. But you really don't have to. I guess I could explain that a little better, but I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. So like, I make this one, and when I insert it, it fixes itself when I bring that one back. But obviously, you know, if I didn't, I could just pull these down and insert it that way. But I'm pretty sure you understand that and can figure that out. So now I'll do the, once these two across from each other are done, I'll go ahead, I'll do the orange, because it's already got this lined up, and I know the blue, I'll look for that, which is here. I'll do the white line, which is that, and this. And then I just need my yellow. So that center's done. There we go. And then I'll do green next. So I'll put the orange, and then red's across from orange. Oh, there's that. And I'll do yellow. Put those together. And I put it across where it should go, because I just put it in backwards then. Make that. And then I'll put it in. And two more centers to go, so I'll solve the red. Yeah, right now I'll start. I like to build a corner, so find it a little easier, but I guess kind of whatever works. So I'll start with that. So I'll match this pair, and now I want to get the green edge, which was here. So I'm matching it so that way I can put the green edge here, and this slice will come right back in. But I want the green edge to be with the green of the center. So I'll rotate those out of the way, and then I'll put it where I wanted it. Then I'll bring these in. So there's what I was going for. It's the corner is all oriented with this center. Now I'll put these pieces in. So I kind of use the blue as like a place where I move the pieces. So there's that. So now I have it together, and I'll just insert it there. And now all that's left is the bottom row, which I kind of put together using the blue side to mess up. Yeah, this is a really bad tutorial just because I don't know algorithms, but so the red center's done. Now I just gotta get this last one. How would I explain this? So I kind of I really like doing a corner here. So like what I'll do, I use this as my slice. So like this track here, I only use from kind of here on out to move back and forth. And I'll just rotate with this and with this. I try to only affect this section here and this section. I really try to keep these corners put together. I find that easiest because essentially what I'm goal is doing is building a corner and an edge together. So I like putting those together, and I kind of rotate them out of the way, and towards the end then it's just putting the groups where they need to go. That's kind of how I go about it, because if it's just like, oh, I need to just move this corner and this one, I really don't know how to do it. I don't know algorithms. So what I do is I just kind of put them together, and then the ones I put together I kind of arrange together, and that's kind of how I go about it. So I'll start with finishing this. So I'm going to try to make this corner. I already got the white, or this red edge and red and white corner in place. I just need to get this white over here. So since this is good, I'm gonna obviously mess up this red center. So I'll take those out, and I'm gonna start moving this white one over like that. So now the white one's in its spot, and I'm gonna take these out, and then I'll rotate it and I'll put them back. So now I got that corner. And all I did was just move this slices and turn this. So I already got this corner and I have this corner. This is paired, which is good. I see I got an edge and a corner that go together. That's good. This one goes together. So I kind of just piece those up. So in my mind I'm thinking, okay, I want to put this yellow line here, because then I'll just have this whole row and this row done. I'm just kind of working it down in a way. So I'm gonna try to put those there. So fortunately it's either mess these up or these up. I'm thinking let's see how it does with messing these up, because I'll try to keep this together. So now I have all of this is correct and this is correct. So now I'm gonna work on, I probably shouldn't have done that, because it would have been better to keep these two together. So essentially where I was like this. So I'm gonna instead take these out, because when I go to put it in, they'll stay together here with this block. So now that worked out a lot better. I have more pieces together that should be together. So like essentially these 3 rows are good, and I still have this corner, and these 3 rows are good. So I'm gonna try to put those back. So I guess what I could do is just, where is it? Yeah, B. something like that. So the blue's done, but now this isn't. So you don't want to just slice moves in. It's best to try to keep things together. So I'm kind of just shuffling. Like, I usually like to think of it as like an L. So like I'll shuffle these 5 pieces and like 1 row, or 5 on this side as well. But the goal is to try to keep an edge and a corner together and kind of use those then as the building blocks. And then eventually, like, it kind of just comes together. I don't know how to explain it. This is why I probably shouldn't be doing the tutorial, but just walking you through my thoughts. So I'm gonna try to get this red yellow line together. So to do that, I don't really like how the yellow line, which I want to move and match with something, is facing this, because that it won't line up. So I could turn it this way and then still keep this corner. These will stay together, and I'll line those up. So essentially all I did was I have a section here and a section here, which is good, and all of this is good still, and I have these together now, so that's kind of a plus. So now I got to figure out how to kind of put this all back together. So what I'm thinking is I want to keep these 3 together, but I want to put this back in. So I'm thinking, maybe I'll pull this slice down, and then I'll keep this line together. Bring that back up. So now I have these all together, and now all I gotta do is put these up, and see how it kind of just comes together. And then now they're done. Like, I don't get how I did that. I kind of just brute force it, if you will. I don't know. But hopefully someone comes out with a tutorial with algorithms that work. But that's just kind of how I do it, I guess. I don't know. Hopefully you guys can follow along, but I really don't know. I didn't get parity. Normally when I get parity, here, I'll put it in. Shit, I think I messed it up. What was I doing? It's yeah, shit, I messed it up. It's weird doing parity without looking at the actual parity. Or maybe I did do it? Okay, yeah, I did it. So when you get parity, well, I'll put it on the center I was looking at. So when you get parity where it's like 2 edges need flipped, at least this is what I believe. Normally this is the case when I run into it. I'll have a row that's good and a row that's good, but like it's like they're backwards. So like the center and these 2 edges need to rotate. So like the yellow here, like if I could take these 3 and these 3 and swap them, then it would be good. That's normally an edge parity. So like if I continue to solve, I wind up with edge parity. So to fix this, I just do the edge swap parity, and that fixes the center. Sometimes if I'm not even doing it on the right one, I'll have 2 centers that are like this. And that's just a really easy fix. You know, you just bring one of them up and then you'd swap it and it would correct both. But since I only have it on one, I do the edge parity. So I'll do the parity moves. Okay, so I did the parity moves. Like I said, it did this face. So to fix it, I just bring the one up and turn it, and that fixes the parity. So now all the centers are good, and I should not get edge parity. So I'll solve the edges like you would on a normal 5x5. Um, Okay, so now it's just like solving this. Move across, line them up, do these centers. And corners. Alright, that's all done. Now it's just the last layer. My blue's lined up. And now I just gotta rotate corners. And then orient corners. Alright, and now it is finished. And they're all done. So that's how I go about solving the supercubes. Hopefully this helps. If you can find something better, great. And if you don't mind, if you know what the hell I did and you want to put the algorithms in the comments below, it's appreciated. And best of luck. Hope you can do it.